Hello guys, welcome to Carlos Pimentel Lean Tech channel. We are going to work now with variables, and to start you come to developer Visual Basic, or as usual you just click Alt F11 to open Visual Basic. So a good tip is for you to, before you start working with variables, write down in the beginning of your module. You already know that you have to come here to module, right click, insert module. We already have done that. We have the module number 7. Okay, and then we're going to write here option explicit. This is good because this way it will enforce you to use to declare your variables when you're going to use them. You will not be able to just use a variable that you have not declared before. It will help you to prevent any mistake in that direction. So first we're going to write down the module, the macro here, sub variables. Now we are going to make a macro that will actually read the last name. Let's come to Excel. Last name of this person here in row 2, A2, and then the first name in B2, and then the age here. So to start, let's go back here, and now let's declare the variables. So what we are going to do is to declare the variable. First we are going to declare a variable last name. First let's put a comment for you to remember what we're doing now. The first variable will be last name, which is the first data here. Notice that we are using the camel case, so we're starting with low capital here, and then we change it in here. It's a good way for you to define the names of your variables. It's just a practice, doesn't mean you have to do it the way I'm doing, but it's good practice for you to do it this way. Then you define it as the type. Sorry, this is name string. So we're going to declare the other ones just in line. You don't need to do it one by one, one in each line. So in the same line you're just going to separate them by commas. So we're going to define the variable first name, and it will be also a string. Now we're going to define another variable, age, and it will be, of course, a whole number, so we are going to use integer. Now we are going to add one last variable, which is row number, and we are going to declare it as integer. Okay, if this is the last one, we don't need to add anything else, so we come back here. Sorry, here, if we declared it in the same line, we need to remove the DIN here, so it doesn't return any mistake, any debug, any bugs here. So let's see, we're good to go. Okay, so when you're declaring in a line, just remember that you don't need to repeat the dim over and over again. Okay, so now we are going to give or attribute the values to this variable. So let's say here a comment variable value. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is row. You can control space and it will give you the option row number. Here just double click row number. We're going to give it the value of range. This is important, and give it like cell F8 within quotation marks and close it. Now add it 1. This 1 is because, let's show you, the first line here we are going to retrieve only strings, and we want actually the values from row number 2 to 16, which is random, but we want to get all of these eventually with our macro. So let's go back here. That's why we add 1. So in F8 we have it in E8 number. In F8 we are going to input a number, and then we're going to retrieve the number from the data we have in there. So before we run again, let's go back here and okay, let's save it for now and go back here and insert from control. Let's put a button here to run our macro, and let's associate it with variables. And okay, let's just use it in all open workbooks. Okay, so every time we run this, we will need to run the macro, we're going to use this button. So let's go back here and keep attributing the values of our variables. So let's use now last control spacebar, and it's complete, equals self. The values will be row, again control spacebar, then you just need to select the right one, give it the comma. So this is the row number, and then the column which we have the last name will be column 1. So you just close it. Then first control spacebar, then self, then again row, enter, number, here it comma. Now we're going to column 2. Make sure you remember the indexes that you should put in here. The first number is always the number of the row, and then the second should be the column. So that's why row number here, and then this is the first column, this is the second column. Now we're going to use age. Of course, age will take the value from the last column, which is column number 3. Okay, so row, again control spacebar, just click it and give it 3. Everything should be fine now, but we need something else. We need a dialog box for displaying the result. So let's comment here, dialog box for displaying the results. Okay, so now for that to happen, you just click MSG, you click control spacebar, and it will automatically give you MFG box, which is message box, which is a dialog box. Give it space. Let's put last name, last control space bar, last name. Now, to concatenate it, we are going to use that symbol, the ampersand symbol, this one, to concatenate the results. So we were going to have here a string, of course, the last name. After the last name, we are going to concatenate, so we are going to add again the ampersand and request a code for us to give the first name, and we want to have, of course, a comma between last name and first name. So after the first name, again, we're going to use the quotation marks. Not yet. Sorry. Another ampersand. Now give it some space and quotation marks there, and let's put it semicolon and space. Now let's concatenate again another ampersand, age, which is the variable age. We give the value of age in there, and let's say, okay, our program, when we run it, should tell us last name of a person, the first name, and age of that person. So when we run, we want it to say in the end, okay, the person X, whatever the person has, years old, it's something years old. So let's try and run it now. It says, okay, sorry, there's a mistake here. Okay, this one again. Okay, it says there is a type mismatch where first name. Okay, let's do it again, save it, run it again, debug. Okay, this sometimes it's happening. This is pretty normal because we actually have here age, and age is supposed to be a how do you call it? It's supposed to be an integer, but it's not recognizing. So let's do something like this. Sorry, put it inside row number and then column index. It might work this time. Run it again. Okay, it's not good to go. Let me do something here. Copy this one. This sometimes is tricky. Okay, now let's do it again. Sorry, let's come here. We just didn't give it a number yet. Let's give it 5, or let's say 8 for instance. Now click outside. You see, so this is the only thing I was forgetting. So anytime you click it here, this 8 is actually the one helps us to eliminate the chance that our program, when running, it will always skip this first line. So it will give the result from here to here. The 8 plus 1, which is the range we used, it gives us now Ken John 56. So our program is running very fine actually. So this is the message box function. It helps us to get the result in the dialog box. Okay, so if you want another result, you just need to put the number here, click in the button, and then you see it gives you exactly the name of the person in this line here, line 13, row 13, Brenda Williams, 35. So Williams, Brenda Williams, of course, is the last name. So this is a way to do it. Let's go back to the code. You can memorize it. Make sure you use this option explicit before you start writing, so you don't make the mistake of not declaring a variable and attempting to use it, and then you get a bug. It's good sometimes to see how things can go wrong and what or how to correct them. Thank you for watching, and this is for now, and welcome and subscribe.